Thanks for the thought-provoking discussion here. My question is about the societal impact. You gave some examples where computers are already way ahead of human capability, and it's not inconceivable to think that that capability will continue to increase and perhaps exponentially. Juxtapose that with population growth that is $10 billion inhabitants of this planet. It's not inconceivable. You can imagine that a certain or broad category of jobs would no longer be there, and you might have to have certain set of individuals just not gainfully employed. Who should think about these, and how do you? And there is some thoughts out there that some displaced individuals should be paid stipend to just stay at home because computers can do it cheaper, better, faster.
Yeah.
Who should think about this?
We'll pay you not to work so you don't mess things up, right? So, good luck with that.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a view that you could look at it that way. I mean, what's more likely to happen though is the nature of the job itself changes, right? I mean, even that very simple example I made about somebody who's not going to be somebody at a high level, right? Somebody doing a fairly low-level job, trying to reach this classification on government-owned entities. That job is going to change in the way it's going to be done, but there's still somebody who's going to have to make that call. And so I think it's you'll find that there's probably a lot more of that than the case where it's just a simple, complete, the computers take over and they do the job. There'll be a lot, there is a lot of that too. I mean, there's no question about that. But I think at the same time, it's the other question that was asked with regard to societal impact. If you have to prepare the population, the workforce population to be able to embrace that change in the form of whatever the job represents in the future. And I think with regard to the question on, what do you do with people who have actually lost jobs? Certainly, I mean, solutions have to be reached there. That's otherwise, in the instances where you've got a whole segment of jobs essentially displaced, that happens every time there's a change, right? I mean, it happened with the steam engine. It happens with every time there's a major change in technology, there's a major advance in technology. And what I would hope is that we would be coming up with better and better solutions to address that as we move forward. I mean, I don't see that as being that much different from any other major sea change of technology that we've had as we move forward. And I think the point about the augmented job in terms of being different is probably one that's that's underappreciated as we move forward with this.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk of late about how the number one job that will be impacted most quickly and most egregiously is driving things. That there's so many jobs that involve people driving things, and we've already all checked off like all the issues that exist, and we're assuming that all the driving jobs are going to go away tomorrow. I think this is closer, and I'm not trying to be insensitive to that the unskilled work or the less skilled work will suffer more, but it's not the first time the human race has seen this. We've had the Industrial Revolution. We've had the shift from non-solid state technology to solid state technology. There were people who knew how to do stuff that became irrelevant before. It's not the first time that that's happened. Not to sound overly altruistic, but I hope that we use some of our excess human capacity to solve some of the problems that we haven't come close to addressing yet. I think there's some great opportunity there. I think that people who are involved in public policy are all over this question. I'm not worried about reporting to an AI agent someday because Outlook tells me what to do today, right? So I think it's just a question of how much of that we allow and to the extent of training people to do meaningful things that actually have impact.